Welcome to District Dialogues. I'm Fulton County District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. The district encompasses parts of unincorporated Fulton County, Southwest Atlanta, East Point, East Atlanta, and small parts of Union City and College Park. Here on District Dialogues, we share snapshots of what is happening in District 5. So let's get straight to it. Our Wolf Creek Amphitheater concert series is in full swing until September. If you have not had a chance to enjoy a concert at Wolf Creek Amphitheater, you are missing out. Visit wolfcreekamphitheater.com. We will host 3 town hall meetings, district dialogues, in the month of June at Wolf Creek Library, East Point Library, and Oak Hill Family Center. For more information on any of these happenings, visit our website at fultoncommission5.com. It's time now for our Excellence in Education segment, where we spotlight individuals, schools, or organizations that are making stellar strides in the world of academia. Today, please meet Erica Long, President of the PTA at Perkerson Elementary School. Welcome to the show, Ms. Long.
Hi, Commissioner. Thank you for having me.
So where is Perkerson Elementary located and what neighborhoods surround it?
We are in Southwest Atlanta, directly in Sylvan Hills, and our students come from Sylvan Hills, Capitol View Manor, the Perkerson neighborhood, and Springdale Park.
And what is the vision or mission of the PTA at Perkerson Elementary School?
I don't think we have a formal mission statement, but I think every day we look for whatever ways we can be supportive of the educational mission of our school. So whether that's fundraising, whether that's advocacy, whether that's educating our parents about ways they can help their children in school, we try to be creative and think outside the box about what the PTA can do to strengthen parental involvement and strengthen our school community.
And how has the parental involvement been at Perkerson Elementary School PTA?
We're growing. You know, we started out, my son is in first grade. When he first enrolled at the school, there were no officers in the PTA. We started out with a completely blank slate. And we're growing meeting by meeting, month by month, in terms of the number of parents who are participating. But one thing I've learned just in these 2 years I've served is to look a little bit differently at how I measure parental involvement. It's not always a question of how many people show up to the meeting, but sometimes it's a matter of which parents come out to field day, or who's at the awards day program, or who is helping to bring in bags of snacks for the students. Parents will contribute in whatever ways they feel comfortable. Right. And that's something we're learning to appreciate and to grow and to encourage in a lot of different ways.
Well, I know in my neighborhood in particular, only about 20% of the households have children that are in school. So it's kind of probably hard to get high-level participations when you only have 20% of the neighborhood that has school-age children. That's
definitely a factor. A big thing we work with are a lot of grandparents who are raising and educating their grandchildren. So they're not necessarily able to come out and volunteer at a dunking booth, and that's okay. What is most important is that if they are trusting their children to our school, to our community school, and trusting that the PTA will be a positive part of that experience, then what can we do as individual officers to make sure we're speaking for all the types of families and the very diverse community that's a part of our school?
Sounds great. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Perkerson Elementary PTA?
Well, we are working along with our principal and our teachers to make our school a school of choice, to make our school and our community one that people seek out and look after. Our students are now a part of a dual language immersion program where our students spend half their day learning in Spanish and the other half learning in English. And the thought is that when they finish 5th grade, they will be fluent in Spanish as well as English, of course, and that they will have an unusual and exciting and interesting academic opportunity that you cannot get at every school.
Thank you for being with us today, Ms. Long.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your work and dedication to the Perkerson Elementary PTA.
Well, we appreciate you, and thank you for all that you do.
When we come back, our community kudos. Stay with us. Welcome back to District Dialogues. In our community kudos, we give recognition to organizations who are striving to empower our communities. Our next guest is Thomas Calloway, president of Colonial Hills Neighborhood Association. Tom also presented at our first District Dialogue Forum at the Bowden Center in March and is a member of our Constituent Services Task Force. So it's with great pleasure that I have him on the show today. Welcome, Tom.
Hi, welcome to you too.
Tom, are you from Georgia, or how long have you lived in East Point?
Actually, I was born in East Point. Many moons ago, it feels like now, but I was born down there in East Point. But I've been back in East Point for going on 8 years now.
And how long have you served as president of your neighborhood association?
I've been elected to 2 terms as our president of our neighborhood association, and I've served a cumulative of 3 years there.
And what areas comprise the Colonial Hills Association?
On the north side, we're right next to Fort McPherson. On the south side, on the south side, we're right there on Conley Drive. There's a Crystal down there, so get you some fast food. And also Main Street on one side, and then East Point's third largest park, which is Smith Taylor Park, which is a 23-acre park on the other side.
And what is the vision or mission of your association?
Basically to bring our neighborhood together, to foster a sense of inclusion, to keep our neighborhood safe, keep our neighborhood nice and clean, so that everybody can have a nice, safe, clean place to live.
And share with us, if you will, some of the initiatives that you all have going as an association in order to help the neighborhood stay clean and protect the home values.
Yeah, well, we were hit pretty hard by the Great Recession. You may remember that. We had about 23% of our homes were vacant. Since then, we've had some new families move in, but throughout that process, even when we had a lot of vacant homes, we were out keeping our neighborhood clean through neighborhood cleanups. We were engaged with our local police force, where there were problem areas where there may have been folks selling drugs. We were able to point those out, and then the police were able to help us out in that area. Of course, a big part of any community is getting to know one another, getting to know your neighbors, and that's really been the best part of it all, is putting together events. Of course, our neighborhood picnic, our progressive dinner, where folks can come together and just get to meet one another in a social setting. Also, our neighborhood meetings, we've ramped those up to meeting every month now, from every other month back during the Great Recession. We went from about 2 to 3 people showing up to we're hitting anywhere from 35 to 50.
Awesome.
Last night we did, just the other night we did our entrepreneurs meeting, which is a focus on if you were an artist, a musician, or you owned a small business and lived within the neighborhood. You got to come out, pitch your business. Everybody wants to buy local, and there's no more local than the guy that lives right next to you. We need businesses in East Point, and we want folks to move their businesses to East Point, but also we need to build up those entrepreneurs who are working in their homes. You look at Apple, which was started in a garage out in Silicon Valley. You look at Hewlett-Packard, which was a garage in the 1930s, which was the beginning of Silicon Valley. Google was done in a dorm room. So who knows, down the road we may have that person living right next to us, and we really need to be out there and supporting them. We've done 16 fruit trees in an effort to bring back our 23-acre park. They'll be growing up. The kids will be able to get out there and get that fresh fruit for free instead of going to the local convenience store and having to pay for pops and chips. And that's part of our health initiative. We want people to be healthy. We want them to be safe. We want them to have a sense of community and basically just move forward on those initiatives. Also, we don't live on an island. Colonial Hills, we're surrounded by other neighborhoods, and so we went out Jefferson Park. We were out handing out flyers the other day for them for their Jefferson Park Security Patrol. 2 weeks back, we were over in East Washington helping them with a cleanup initiative. They were able to pull about 40 old tires out of these vacant, overgrown lots. Just recently, just the other day, we were at over in River Park. They're doing an initiative over there to clean up abandoned homes that, where the grass has gotten so tall and our code enforcement just can't seem to find who owns these homes. And anytime that I see a community out there working, trying to make their community better, and they don't have to go it alone. So we've been integral in reaching out to those other communities, so that the communities around us can also so that we may all share in the fruits of our labor.
Well, that makes perfect sense because we're all interdependent on each other, and we have to learn that what affects our neighbors affects us.
Oh, absolutely. Your neighbor's house is on fire. You don't go out and water your lawn. You loan him your hose.
That's right. Well, if someone lives in East Point and is interested in joining the Colonial Hills Neighborhood Association, what would they have to do? What are the steps that they need to take?
We meet a second Tuesday of every month. So they're at 6:30 with 30 minutes of meet and greet. The agenda begins at 7. They can come on down to 2090 Knotts Avenue. Come visit us. We'd love to have them. Easier way to find us, though, is on Facebook. Lots of communities and neighborhoods, they're able to get together through social media. And you can find us on Facebook at Colonial Hills Neighborhood Association. We'd love to have folks visit us on the interweb.
Well, thank you so much, Tim, for coming out today, and it was great to have you. And I look forward to seeing you in Colonial Hills.
Well, thank you for having me, Commissioner
Thank you.
Arrington. Appreciate it.
As we go to break, I would like to give a shout out to District 5 seniors who are celebrating milestone birthdays. Happy birthday. We'll be right back. In our D5 economy segment, we like to introduce experts who can share information about economic development and sustainability. Today, we are joined by Chris Balch, an attorney and mediator of over 20 plus years, who serves on the Economic Development and Land Use and Zoning Committees for Grant Park Neighborhood Association. He is also a board member of the Southeast Atlanta Business Association. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks for having me.
How long have you lived in Grant Park, and how long have you been active in your community?
I moved to Grant Park when my wife and I were married in 2008, and I've been active in the community almost from the moment I moved to the neighborhood.
And how important is it, do you feel, to be active in your community?
Our community is a very vibrant one and a very diverse one, and we benefit from having diverse experiences and diverse input into how our community is to grow and how it's to develop. So our involvement, my involvement individually, is very important to me individually for our family's safety and future in Grant Park, and also for the future that we want to see Southeast Atlanta turn into.
Tell our viewers about the Southeast Atlanta Business Association.
The Southeast Atlanta Business Association was created in 2005 with the merger of the Grant Park Business Association and the Cabbagetown Reynoldstown Business Association. We have about 100 members in the southeastern quadrant of Atlanta. It goes from Edgewood Avenue south to the perimeter, and then east from the connector to the limits of Fulton County and Southeast Atlanta. We are focused on advocacy and education of our members and of the community at large. We've been very involved in the large-scale developments that have come to Southeast Atlanta, including the 800 Glenwood development, the Paces Properties acquisitions along Memorial Drive, Councilmember Natalie Archambault's study group of Memorial Drive, the development and revitalization of the Moreland Avenue corridor. So we stay abreast of all those things that are going on in our community and try to make sure that our members in our communities are aware of those challenges and the things that are going on in our neighborhoods.
I love that new development over there on Moreland Avenue. It certainly was very much needed.
It is. That part of the city has been struggling for quite a while, and it's nice to see developers take an interest in that part of the city and that part of the county.
I serve on the Fulton County Recreation Authority, and one of the facilities under our purview is Zoo Atlanta. When you think of economic development in the Grant Park area, what do you see?
Zoo Atlanta is a $10 million economic engine in our neighborhood. They anticipate and are planning for over 1 million visitors to come to Zoo Atlanta this year. And that's about an 11% increase over last year's participation at the zoo. So very important to the health of the neighborhood that the zoo continue to grow and continue with its wonderful mission. We're very excited about what they're doing with the incorporation of the cyclorama once that is moved to the Atlanta History Center. They're going to turn the old cyclorama building into a fabulous facility. They're going to have a restaurant where you can look out over an African savanna scene and look at the animals roaming around right there, almost even with you. You're going to be looking at giraffes eyeball to eyeball at the zoo. So we're very excited about what the zoo means to Southeast Atlanta. But more generally, we're excited about what's going on in the business community in Southeast Atlanta. Fuquay Development is putting together a very large development on Glenwood Avenue adjacent to the Glenwood development that's on Bill Kennedy Avenue. Right across from Maynard Jackson High School. They'll have a ginormous, if you can use that word, Kroger, and as well as a bunch of satellite businesses. Eventually it will have a senior center, a retirement center involved in that development. So we're very excited about that growth and Fuquay's responsiveness to the community and the community's concerns about how that development was going to take place. We're excited about the development of the Beltline that's coming through our neighborhood. Yes. As soon as we can figure out how the Beltline is going to cross Halsey Yard, we think the Beltline is going to be a great engine for development and improvement in Southeast Atlanta. And there's all kinds of development going on and being considered along Memorial Drive, from Hill Street all the way out to Moreland. There's developers who have a great interest in developing that part of the world. Habitat for Humanity has a fabulous new facility in the edge of Reynoldstown, and we're glad that they were able to stay in the neighborhood even though they left Grant Park. What's going to happen with the old Habitat spot is going to be like Krog Street Market. It's going to be a fabulous redevelopment by Paces Properties. So there's lots of opportunity in Southeast Atlanta, and we are hoping that our members and our neighborhoods will be involved in how that development takes place and moves forward.
How long have you been doing land use and zoning law?
I started off my law career as a law clerk for a federal judge, but immediately upon beginning practice, I was doing public entity defense in Middle Georgia, which meant I was doing a little bit of everything. I was doing some school law, I was doing land use law, I was doing police misconduct cases, it's a little bit of all those kinds of things. So I've been doing land use law for most of my career, primarily on behalf of local government.
If a business is interested in joining the Southeast Business Association, what is the process?
Well, they can visit our website, SEABAGA.org. That has information about where our various monthly meetings are. We held a networking soiree once a month on the third Thursday of the month. This month we're at Zoo Atlanta at their new reptile and amphibian exhibit. The zoo is very graciously hosting that exhibit for us. We are limited to the first 50 people. So if you go to the website and click on the link, that'll give you a reservation to get into that exhibit. And we'll have the applications for membership and tell you all about what all we're doing at that event. If you can't make the 21st of May for the Zoo Atlanta event, the next opportunity would be June 20th, and our soiree will be at the Hodgepodge Coffee Shop on Moreland Avenue.
I love Hodgepodge. It's a great spot.
Great coffee. I love their cupcakes.
Yes. Well, thank you again for coming out, Chris, and it's a pleasure to have you today.
Thank you, Commissioner. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. We'll be right back. As many of you know, I am a strong proponent of the arts in all of its various forms. Today, I would like to welcome Chris McCord from Moving in the Spirit. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much for having me, sir.
What exactly is Moving in the Spirit, and how did you become involved?
So Moving in the Spirit is a 28-year-old youth development organization that merges youth development and arts or dance together. We use dance as an excuse to teach workplace values to kids 3 to 18. The great part about us is we're serving about 250 kids, and we have a 100% graduation rate for all the kids that come through our Apprentice Corporation program. So let me break that down a little bit. So Moving in the Spirit has several layers of programming. Our first layer is the Stepping Stones program, and that would be the least committed individuals in our program. And the next they have is the Men in Motion and Glow in Motion classes. Those are classes where they're ages 8 to 14. They want to be a little bit more serious about performing and getting more technique in their life, and they join those particular ones. We also have placement for those two programs. And then the highest program is our Apprentice Corporation. Those are teens, the ages 13 to 18, that commit about 209 hours to get ready for their summer tour that we take them on every year, national summer tour that we get a chance to take them on. One great thing about Moving in the Spirit is that I came through the program, right? So I had the opportunity to see them at Warren Boys and Girls Club. I was 12 years old, sitting in the audience, and they were just doing a normal summer performance. And at the end of their performance, they said, if you want to come out and learn a quick combination, come on down. And so out of all my friends, I went down. And man, they joked and joned me, I can't believe you're going to go down there and learn dance. Of course I am. I went down and had a great time, and I got Dana's card and made sure that I called her every single week to make sure I didn't miss the audition. Well, lots of great things happened because I found Moving in the Spirit. I had an opportunity to deal with my anger management issues because when I was younger, I was an SLD student, slow learning disability. And so I would come in from school and tear furniture up all through my mom's house. And I was doing that because I had teachers that called me stupid and dumb because they were a little upset about my slower learning rate compared to my classmates. And so being in dance, one day I took a break from my work from school and I related it to my dance. And I took it in and I got 100. What? You gotta be kidding me. How'd you get 100? Who'd you cheat with? Well, I didn't cheat with anybody. I related it to my dance, and as I did that several times, I pulled my dance instructor, Dana Lupton, to the side and I asked her, hey, I've been getting good grades in school. What do you think is going on? Well, Chris, you're a kinesthetic learner. And so with that information, I was able to take that going forward and change my academic prowess by using that as a tool to help me retain more information.
Okay, wait now. What is a kinesthetic learner?
Good deal. I'm glad you asked. So Howard Garner is a guy that's done a study on all the different ways of learning. They're up to about 16 different styles now. So there's interpersonal, kinesthetic, verbal, auditorial. Some of it is all about getting your hands dirty, right? And so with all those different styles, most schools focus on lecture-based, right? Most of them say verbal, right? I'm gonna stand up here and focus on the board, focus on this video, whatever the case may be. Well, with me, if I put it to movement, my retention rate goes through the roof. And so a lot of the kids that we work with at Moving in the Spirit are that same way.
Wow, that's awesome to know that there are different ways, I guess not only to learn, but that using dance or movement will help increase someone's learning ability or retention or comprehension of a subject matter.
Absolutely.
Where is Moving in the Spirit located, and how can people find out more about it?
Absolutely. Moving in the Spirit is located at 750 Glenwood Avenue, 30316. We're actually in the Grant Park community. Okay. If it wasn't for the trees, you could see it from the zoo.
All right.
Moving in the Spirit has been there for quite a long time. We've been blessed to have FCS serve as our home, and the Beam space is our theater space that we do all our work in. And movinginthespirit.org is a way you can reach out to us. And we also would love to have you as a Facebook friend and check out all the great things we got coming up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out today. I learned a lot about Moving in the Spirit. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris.
Yes, sir.
As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to invite you to stay connected with my office. You can reach me anytime or my staff in our office, online, and of course, through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube and other social media outlets. Thanks for watching District Dialogues. We'll see you next time.